What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to another video, and today I think this is going to be the last session we play of 2020. I know you're seeing this like almost in February now. Whatever, we're backlogged a little bit. It's a good problem to have. Anyways, gonna play some 1-3-2-5. I don't know, trying to recover from last session. Maybe we won't play 2-5 today because last video kind of sucked. But we'll mix into the action. We'll see what happens, and yeah, let's try to run it up and not punt off like last time. We hop into the 2-5 game and starting off hot right away, picking up aces under the gun. I open it up to $20 and only the big blind makes the call. Off to a flop, which comes King, Queen, 6 Rainbow. This is a beautiful flop to c-bet, so we size to $25 and no dice. He folds, but aces, man, a good way to start off the session. Next hand, we're playing four-handed. I'm in under the gun and I'm straddling, and we pick up 10-9 offsuit, and we get the small blind and big blind to limp and call $10. Action onto me. I think this is a decent spot to, I guess, raise in position with a connected hand. I raise to $60 and we get the small blind to make the call. Off to a flop. Flop is good enough for us as 10-9-3 Rainbow. Pretty darn good of a flop. He checks to me and I'm going to c-bet $65 here. Just hoping he somehow connected with a draw of some sort. But he does make the call for 65 and we're going to a turn. Turn is the 8 of hearts. Super wet board now with the backdoor heart draw. He checks to us for a second time, and yes, this does complete Queen Jack, the most obvious straight draw, but that's really the only hand we're kind of losing to right now. I think we can get a lot of value from Jack 10, from Queen 10, from 10-7, 10-8, a bunch of different holdings that we can get value from, so I overbet to $325. With this sizing, he is not going to fold just yet. He actually makes the call pretty darn quickly. Let's go to a river, hoping to see a blank. The river is the 6 of clubs. And not only is this not a good river, it's not good action when he quickly rips it all in for $429 total. Initial thoughts? Well, that river stinks. And I tank for about 2 minutes or so at this point. And obviously the value hands we lose to are Queen Jack, maybe some random 7x holding like 8-7 or 10-7 maybe that would limp call $60 pre-flop, but not much else here. The only hand we really still lose to is pocket threes, but I think that hand has to jam turn once I overbet the turn anyways. I don't know, we somehow beat value hands like 10-8 or 8-9, sometimes Jack 10 or Queen 10 as bluffs. I tank. I'm getting 3-1 on a call, folding, super boring. So we just put it in there. We call for $429, and he shows us one pair. He shows us pocket jacks, and good for us. We take down this pot, put in a pretty tough spot on the river, but happy that we were good this time. From four-handed turns into three-handed for now. We pick up King 9 offsuit in the small blind, and there's a button straddle. I'm first to act and open things up to $30. We get the button to make the call, and we're going to a flop. Flop is deuce, 3, deuce, 2 clubs, and sitting here with King high, sometimes ahead of the button range, playing three-handed. So I see bet small, just $20, see where we're at, and he calls for 20. Off to a turn, which comes the 8 of clubs. Here, sitting with the King High flush draw now. Pretty good card, so I decided to bet a little bit larger now, trying to maximize fold equity. I bet $75, and without too much thinking, he puts in a raise. Raises it up to $175. With this, I'm a little uncomfortable. Yes, we do have the second nut flush draw, but it is on a paired board. And for some reason, I don't know, just the feeling about this spot. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's against this specific player. I didn't feel like going for it. Seemed a little suspect, and I'm out of position. It's really going to be hard for us to turn a hand like into a bluff or represent any strength here if we were to break out on any rivers. And yeah, so with that said, just didn't feel like it was worth the extra $100. I probably was priced in to call, but we just let it go and move on to fight another day. Hand after that, pocket queens on the button, playing five-handed. There's a cutoff limp, and Easy spot to raise. I size to $25, and the player to my right makes the call. Off to a flop, which comes Jack, Jack, Deuce, Rainbow. He checks to me, and with pocket queens, don't think we can get too value for much besides like ace high or some sort of pocket pair. I bet $15 into 50, and he makes the call for 15. Let's go to a turn. The turn is the 6 of hearts. Once again, he checks and certainly can check back, but not too afraid of anything right now. I just fire out another bet of $50. Then he puts in the check raise to 125. This is actually the third time this specific player has done this to me early on in the session. So, I don't know. This looks like a really value-y like sizing, but with pocket queens, I don't think I can fold just yet, especially with him doing it in the past. So I call for 75 more and trying to play some cautious rivers. The river's the 5 of hearts. Now he checks to us. Is he ever going to have pocket 9s, pocket 10s in this spot? I'm not entirely sure, but let's just try to go for very thin value. I bet $50. He kind of chuckles and laughs and makes the call without too much thinking with Jack 10 offsuit. So we kind of got owned there. Maybe just went a little too thin on the river. Could have saved $50. In this next hand, the table finally fills up, which is nice, playing 6-handed now. I have ace-jack offsuit on the button, and the player to my right in the cutoff opens it up to $15. 15 is going to be a little too small for us facing the cutoff open, so I 3-bet to $45, folds around to him, he makes the call. Flop comes 9, 6, 6, 2 hearts. He checks, and with ace-jack high, I think on a paired board we can just try to apply a little bit of pressure on weaker holdings and get value. I c-bet $30 and 1/3 pot bets, and he thinks about it and makes the call. The turn comes the 3 of hearts. He checks to us, and here, with the 3rd heart on the board, I'm just going to check it back. At this point, I'm actually not sure if I even hold a heart or not. We check it back and see a river. The river now comes the 7 of hearts. So 4 to a flush out there, and he throws out a bet of $100, sizing up just a bit. And at this point now, I'm allowed to check my cards because I don't think I have the ace of hearts, and I want to see if my jack is one, and it is indeed a heart. Jack high flush is decent, but is it decent enough for a $100 call? Thinking things over, probably not, especially on a paired board. So with that said, I fold, and he flashes us the ace of hearts. Nice hand, Mark. Next hand to go with 6-7 of diamonds on the button. Action, once again, the cutoff opens it up to $15, and we definitely know 15 isn't too big enough for us. We 3-bet to $45, hoping to play heads up. Nah, definitely not playing heads up. The small blind, the big blind, and the cutoff call, we're going 4 ways to a 3-bet pot flop. Flop comes Jack 8, 6, 2 hearts, and a spade. Action checks to me, bottom pair. We want to, keep some of our money, so we just check it back and just giving up pretty much. The turn comes the Jack of Spades. All things considered, not too bad of a turn card, but when the small blind leads out for $80, action folds to me pretty quickly. Calling here pretty much seems like I'm going to be lighting money on fire. And even though I do hate money, I don't hate it that much. We elect on a fold, and our 3-bet with 6-7 did not work out. All right, a little bit of an improvement from 6-7 suited. Pocket jacks in the cutoff, and we get action when the under the gun player opens it up to 15 and the hijack makes the call. On to me, I think this is just going to be a clear-cut spot to 3-bet, so we size to $60. Well, once again, people aren't folding to my 3-bets here for some reason, probably because it's usually garbage. The under the gun player and the hijack both decide on a call. So we're going to a flop, which comes 10, 7, 5, 2 hearts, and a diamond. Both players quickly check to me. Here, flopping the overpair, it's as good as you could ask for it, to be quite honest. I see about $85, trying to get value from some heart draw, some 10x holdings. Under the gun player thinks and makes the call. Other player folds. We're going to a turn. Turn now is an 8, so board is a lot more connected now and also gives us a gutter ball. But we don't get to act yet because this under the gun player now leads out for $175. I think this is a pretty strange line. With us being improved to a gutter ball is good. We do also block the nuts, so Jack 9 seems fairly unlikely. But I'm not sure what to do here. I think we're just going to have to standardly make the call and evaluate on most rivers. So we do that. We call, and the river comes the 10 of diamonds. This is not a good river for us. Once again now, he throws out a bet of $250. I'm feeling kind of gross and really unsure what's going on here. I was hoping that he was bluffing so he would bet much bigger, but I think like ace 10 could do this for value, but I really don't know what hands still lead out on the turn. I feel like a lot of hands that lead out would be made hand or like 2-pair holdings. I can't find too many of that. Sometimes I'm up against 10-8, but he did open under the gun, so I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, I just like really tried to talk myself into a call, but ultimately let it go. We fold, and we're trying to win another hand. Let's try to win this next one here with ace 7 offsuit on the button. Action folds to me. We're opening it up to $20. Small blind folds, and the big blind calls. Flop comes 9-9 deuce rainbow, and he checks to us for the same reasons why we like betting with the ace jack on the paired board. We do it again, but this time to $12. He calls for 12, and let's evaluate a turn. The turn comes to 6. He checks to us, and still sitting with ace 7 high, seems ambitious to go for another bet for value, so we just check. The river comes a queen now. And although really not the best card in the world, I don't really think he'd have too many queen X's, as ace-queen would probably 3-bet. King-queen doesn't really call the flop. He does throw out a bet of $75, and I've seen him bet 75 as a bluff like 3 hands before. So with that said, I just snap it off with ace-high. If he has a pocket pair that's pretty small, so be it. But he does have a pocket pair, but it's not a small one. He shows pocket kings. We just gave it away. Just donked off $75 on the river here. Never saw that one coming. And the very next hand we get dealt, in the cutoff this time with king-queen offsuit. The player on my right decides to limp. I decide to open things up to $25, and action folds back to the hijack limper. He does the good old limp 3-bet to $100. We snap fold. He flashes us aces. Nice to just run into kings, then aces back to back. I think this is when we rack up. All right, so if you made it this far to the end of this video, to the outro, welcome to another piece of this hoodie collection I have hung over. I just really like the tie-dye, the barstool thing. I don't know. I really like the tie-dye. The hungover thing looks kind of cool, whatever. Anyways, the session ended up not great, if you could tell. I think we went over 9 hands. I won one of them, but it was a big one with the 10-9 off and flopping top 2. Didn't really go my way, just kept on bleeding out. So we were in the game for 11-10, out for 10-10. So an L of $100, we only played for 2 hours, and we're gonna call it a day. So thanks so much for watching this video. Leave a like if you made it this far, it's always much appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see live updates of what I'm doing currently. So with that said, follow me on Instagram, see you guys next time, peace.